Hi everyone, I'm Kamal. Welcome back to the brand new series of AI product engineering. In continuation to the Python playlist, which is essential Python for AI product development, we are at lecture number 14 based on the module 2, which is all about data types and variable. And today's topic is going to be pretty much interesting, which is NoneType. So guys, so far we have talked about so many variables, data types like int, float, string, boolean. Now it's time to deep dive and understand one special kind of data type, which is none type, which is pretty much important. Why I'm saying so? Because if I'll take the real-time example of a Pythonic application, suppose a form is being designed and where you just recorded a name of person and you just made phone number as an optional. In that scenario, if he's not that's he or she that person is not providing phone number, it should be recorded as a none. It's not recorded as an empty string because that is a not I mean that is the by default behavior of the input method when we are taking the input from the user with the help of the input method, and we are not supplying anything, so it will record as an empty string under the hood, right? But that is not we are expecting, because empty string is something, it is something you cannot relate empty string with none, because none is neither a zero, neither a empty. It means nothing. If you just assume with analogy, you put a empty box with none label. When you're saying none inside that box, means that box is empty. You cannot, you will go and find nothing there, right? Nothing means literally nothing. So that is the meaning of none type. So that's why I'm telling you this is a equally important topic. The way we have talked about or learned about, or we have done the hands-on session on integer, float, or string or boolean data types. We are going to we are going to learn about non-data type in a dedicated lecture in lecture 14, so that your basics are clear. Okay, so without further delay, let's get started. So guys, in terms of the today's agenda, right, so I have clearly mentioned it out, like we are going to learn about what none actually means, the absence of value, right? This is where the 99% of the people gets confused. They assume that none means empty string or zero, right? Which is not a actual meaning of none data type. So that is something we are going to learn practically as a part of this session. So where none shows of often uninvited. So there are the many situations where we are not expecting none value to be introduced, but in application somehow these bugs, this you can consider this a bug or some uninvited values which got introduced in your Pythonic application flow, and your flow gets break, right? So that's where you need to understand, if you're encountering with none data type, how to handle that situation as well. Then none as a no value yet marker and checking for the none properly. So we are going to understand, in order to check the none data type, this is the way which Python coding style suggests, with the is operator, not with the equal sign, equal operator. Okay, so let's deep dive into the theoretical session. None is equal to the absence of value. It's not zero, it's not empty string. I hope the explanation is pretty much clear, that I have already talked about in the start of this video. So I hope now the thing is clear, that none means it's not to represent a zero, not to represent an empty string, or things like that. So it has its own type. Yeah, so if you're saying something is none type of nothing type, right? So for that, Python specifically has defined a special kind of data type, which is nothing but a none type, right? That we are going to learn as a part of this video lecture. There is only one none. So it's not like that you have created a none variable. Suppose I have created a is equal to b, a is equal to none, b is equal to none. Then then this none is different from this none. Both are same only, because when none means nothing, right? So we cannot compare one nothing with another nothing. It's mean nothing. So that is the whole idea when we are saying a none object, because if you are saying a of is equal to none, so this will be a variable is of none data type, right? None is a class, so a is the variable of that class, right? And that object is one and only one only, right? So it's not, Python is not going to generate many none object underneath. So this none is not different from this variable none. Okay, both are same. And then we are going to do some hands-on session as well. So let me do it practically. Then we'll follow it with some mini Python project with the help of this none type, so that you can clearly understand the essence of it. Then yeah, that theory we can cover here. That generally, suppose we have initialize a variable x with none data type, the exact way of checking whether it is a none or not. So p p p p p or pep at, which is the Python's style guide, which suggests do the none type check with the is operator, not with equal operator. This is the correct way of checking whether this x variable is of none type or not. This is not the correct way of checking that this x is equal to none. However, it will work, but it is not advisable. Okay, so you can also use the negation as well with is not none or is none, right? So however, we have initialized x as a none variable, so definitely it is going to be of none type, right? So yeah, I hope this is pretty much clear. Let's jump into the practical session so that you get the clear understanding about the none data type and its usability with respect to the Pythonic application. So see, the heading is none type. So guys, very real example I'm telling you. So while taking the input from the user will supply some values. There could be some scenario where it will not supply a value. The default behavior of the Python interpreter, it will take empty string where the user is not supplying any value. Okay, and to handle that scenario, I mean, potentially, if user is not supplying any value, it should be none type, right? Because user had not supplied any value, neither zero, neither empty string, neither. So let's understand the first the default behavior. So suppose this is a try and input. Suppose we are receiving the input from the prompt from the user side, and then I'm just printing the type as well, right? And then except then exception handling, then printing that. Okay, let me run this piece of code and observe the default behavior of the Python interpreter. I ran that, I have not supplied anything, I'm just entered. Okay, and see, it's I put this print statement, but because there is nothing, so that's why I mean, it's coming as a blank, because it's an empty string. Why it's an empty string? Because see, I'm checking the type of that variable as well, so it's returning the string type. So by default it's returning the empty string, and if you want, I can check the length of that as well. Okay, so you will believe that it's taking empty string as a user input when I'm not supplying anything. I'm not supplying anything. See, the length of that string is 0, because that represents a empty string. Okay, and I have validated the class of that variable as well, which is the default behavior string data type. Now let me handle that situation with none data type. When user is not supplying any value, what is the preferred way of doing the things in the real-time projects? I am not supplying any value. See, it's taking none, right? Printing a, it's taking none. If not supplying anything, it's taking a as a none. And what is the type of that variable? None type. That is the proficient way or the ideal way of handling this none situation. When the user is not supplying anything, ideally record it into the none type variable, not inside the empty string, right? If you're not handling, it is recording inside the empty string only. Suppose a form I have created with name and phone number, and phone number I made the option for the end user, and user is not supplying anything. In that scenario, it will record as a none, right? Let me execute that code. So I'm just supplying Raj as a name, and phone number I'm not supplying anything. See, taking Raj as a name, and phone number I'm not supplying anything, so it's taking the default none. Okay, I hope this is pretty much clear. Okay. Yeah, guys. So I created a function with greet, taking name as a parameter and printing some greetings, hi names, so something like that, right? I'm calling this greet function with name Raj. So hi Raj, it will print. Now type of the result I'm checking. See the type, the result. See, this function is not returning anything. If you take the definition, I'm hovering hovering my mouse, my cursor, and what it says, the see the function def greet, which takes name of any type, because I'm not defining what type of variable I'm passing, and the return type with the arrow, right? With the after the arrow saying none means this is the return type of this function, which is none. So because I'm printing, I'm not returning anything. If I'm returning anything, it will be of that output data type, right? So that's why for the result the data type is none type, because it's simple a print message, we are not returning anything. So no value yet pattern. So here, let's understand, generally this is a proper way of doing the things in the real-time project as well. So generally we define some variable with none, right? Initially there is nothing inside that, so we will not be initializing that variable with empty string of 0. Generally, if nothing is stored inside that variable, put the none. That is the proper way of the initialization. That is the proper way of the initialization. For name in this list, it will iterate 2 times and check for the list items. So it will check with check with Amit first, then check with Raj, and it is what is I mean eventually performing what kind of operation it is performing inside the body. If name dot starts with, it's checking if the name, this name Amit, start with R, right? Then it go inside the body and assign name to the font variable. So for Amit, that it will fail, it will not do anything because it will be false. But for when the name will reach to the Raj, so Raj starts with R, conditions true, will get inside the body, and then the name will be assigned to the font. So font will become Raj now. Now after that, after that I will come out of the for loop, and I will go through this piece of code, line of codes, where I'm checking if found is none. So found is, it is not none, because now initially it was none, but as a part of this for loop execution, Raj is assigned to the found. So now this else will execute and it will print found Raj, right? I hope you understand the intuition. The idea is not to make you understand the code, but the way we use the none data type in a real-time project, right? If initially, if you are not sure of, and if you know that there is a no value is being assigned to any variable, if we want to initialize any value with nothing, right? And accordingly, as per the business logic, inside the body of the program, eventually we will be assigning some values, right? In that scenario, we can initialize that variable, with none data type, right? So that's how we work in the industry project. And check with none, not with equal operator. So that is pretty much advisable as per the PEP 8 Python style guide. There is or is not none operator. Using that, you can check whether that variable is of none type. I mean, is of none type doesn't mean I'm checking the type of only type of that variable. It's mean we are checking the value of that variable as well. Because if we are initializing x variable with none value, right? It's mean the type of that value is none type. It belongs to the none data type, a none class, and the value it contains none means nothing it's containing. The correct way of checking it, x is none, so it will I mean eventually it will be checking that whether this x is none or not. The equal operator, you can just assume it will be performing that operation under the hood, right? But while checking whether that x variable is none or not, this is the ideal way of doing it. However, you can do it like that also. Interpreter will, I mean, syntactically, logically, it's not correct, but as per the pep 8, this Python style guide is concerned, they advise is to use is operator, refrain from using equal operator for checking whether this variable is none or not, right? Similarly, you can use the negation as well with the is, right? I hope you guys would have learned today something, and you enjoyed the session thoroughly in a more practical manner. Okay, so with that, I am signing off. But remember, guys, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building together. Thank you.